another video here. We made it to eliminations. We're gonna be eliminating all day. Hopefully we don't get eliminated the first round. Dude, we've been thrashing, we've been making passes. It's been a tough race so far. Qualifying has been tough, hot, greasy track, but that's what this big tire racing is all about. Not that it's like no preparation, but you know, we race in the heat of the day, and you got to get down. So we went out there, first qualifier went 372.1, and then second qualifier went 372.9. Everyone slowed down that second qualifier because the track was shittier, and we obviously slowed down a little bit, but just marginally. Some guys are slowing down, you know, 3 or 4 numbers. We went up there the last qualifier, and pulling in the water box, we just got bumped out. So it was wild. Like, we're like, we got to run faster right here, and the bump was 71, and we went out there and we went 370 with a 5, I think, and we made it to the 14th qualifier. So we're going up here. This will be our first round of competition in PDRA Pro Boost, which I think is probably one of the most competitive classes there is. It's definitely the fastest class there is. And dude, I mean, just the list, the other 15 drivers, they're all stacked names. Some of these guys have been doing it forever, since I was in the womb. So it's just an honor to be able to compete at this level. Big shout out to Southern Diamond Company for all the support, and all of our sponsors that help us out. On Demand Lux on the quarter panel, Pro Charge, Full Spectrum Power, Pro Line, Weekend Performance, Carson, Nasty Racing, and PIGGG Motorsport. And there's so many more that aren't listed on the car that help us out, because it takes a team to run this program. Right, Rusty?
Right.
So we're excited to go up there. First round, we got Preston Tanner, a fellow Peterbilter, but I'm gonna show him how a real trucker drives.
Dead man walking.
Dead man walking. You got the pillow ready?
I already told him he's airing up the bags right now.
Woo. If we don't win first round, I'm gonna leave the clip in, but I feel pretty good about it. But he's been fast. He qualified a 3rd with a 63, so he went fast. But that was that night run. I think he went like a 67 maybe earlier in the heat. So badass car, big screw blower, C7 Corvette, awesome dude, and that's who we got first round. So I'm excited. We got the car warmed up, put a fresh set of plugs in there. Spoke with Kevin, spoke with Jason on the tune-up, trying to figure out this big tire stuff. It's so much different than the radial stuff. I can make the changes. I can't look at it and be like, hey, it needs this, hey, it needs that. You turn it up and it goes slower. It's not like radials is a horsepower game. It's a power application game. How much you got to put down the most power the longest amount of time. On this, it's keeping that tire happy. You got to have the right amount of wheel speed and then start applying the power after that. So completely different strategy, but really enjoyable, really good racing, really fun. We're having a blast. So yeah, I think that's where we're at right now.
Let's go.
Alright guys, in the lanes for E1. This ass whooping is brought to you by Alani. These drinks are great. My fiance buys them, I drink them. I think they're meant for girls, but they're great. Go check them out. Alani, you need to get on board.
drag race overall, though.
So John Dock and Preston Tanner. Dock on the left-hand side, the 67 Mustang out of Benson, North Carolina for Southern Diamond Company, TKM Performance. He's your number 14 qualified machine and another one of those cars that went A to B every lap. Not the fastest by any means, but he went at 370 with the 5, 372 and 372. Side is Preston Tanner out of Rensselaer, Indiana. The Sweetheart 2015 Corvette for Talbot Manufacturing. Tanner Transport, Manhattan Collision Center. He came in number 3. Preston laid down a lap at 363.7 and qualified and has looked good here in DEVIN this weekend.
Looking at Preston Tanner's numbers, they're stellar. That is a stout race car on the right-hand side. And what I like about John Dock, I believe, you know, him and his team, they know their capabilities performance-wise. They know they've got a low 70 race car, and it's going down the racetrack every time they came to the starting line, and that says something. So let's find out, John Dock, Preston Tanner, who's going to be advancing into round number 2 right here. De-icer on the blades, and he walks away. That black Chevrolet Corvette of Preston. Kid's always a good interview. 66 to a 20. John Dock has the advantage of the starting line. Top end, it's Dock by 4 thousandths of a second. Your number 14 qualifier, Virginia Motorsports Park, takes down the Preston Tanner on a hole shot. 367 and 204 falls to the 371, 201. John Dock.
Let's go, Rusty! Woo! He fucking drilled his ass.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was over 10 feet. He was fucking 3 cars out.
Round 2, baby.
Man.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Logan, get this off me. I'm dying. Other side. Dude, I'll be honest with you. Half track, I started barking. I started barking half track.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, look.
Fast?
Yeah.
What'd it go?
71.
I didn't look at
It just goes with the bracket car. We're running a top sportsman car in PROMOD.
I'm just going off a wind light. I don't care what the time was.
I don't care what the number, as long as that light comes on. Hell yeah.
You're 20.
Look good? Look good?
Right, yeah.
All right, ready?
better reaction time, and versus the whole shop right there. And a couple thousand for a Friday track. You had to look over and see Preston right there alongside you all the way. As soon as I pushed that button, I was looking for the toe, and I was like, let's get here quick, I know he's coming. And, I mean, it was, I saw the lights come on, and I was like, we did it. We stuck by on that one, and I'm going to turn on the second on that one. Absolutely. Well, I just tried. He's trying to get his second year of national event, not win. Here in the PDRA this weekend.
What time is it, bud?
Time for round 2. Give him a woo, Laura. Woo! We're fired up.
The jump over to WS Construction. Pro Boost presented by Time Drive and P2 Contracting in the first pair. Pulling through the water box is going to be none other than the queen of PROMOD, Melanie Solene out of Buffalo, New York, in the Purple Rain 68 Firebird. And John Dock here on the left-hand side out of Benson, North Carolina, the lab-grown 67 Mustang for Southern Diamond Company, TKM Performance. John Dock has been making A to B hits on a hot racetrack. Track temps, not very good air out there. That's a great race to go A to B, and John Dock can get it done. He knows that, or Melanie knows, if she slips up at all, John Dock more than likely going to make the trip. And John, Jim, and Evan Salemi have been on a tear. They won, their tune-up won the World Series of ProMod. Melanie comes out to race number 1, goes number 1, and wins the event. So Chevy, what do you see going down?
It's got to be in the back of John's mind right here with how hot it is and everything. They want to get this thing to go A to B, but I tell you what, that is a bad, fast, hot rod for Melanie Salemi. John Dock's been making some pretty good runs here this weekend, but he's your number 14 qualifier. He's ready to upset somebody's day at any minute, so we're going to have a tough matchup right here for Melanie.
Yeah, Dock took down Tanner in the opening round, so... their final adjustments and start to walk away from the hot rods as they head towards the top bulb on the Christmas tree. Melanie Salemi right side, John Dock on the left. John's ready. Here comes Melanie. Tree fires and we're off. Ooh. I think Melanie might have hurt one, and the Cinderella story continues. John Dock is moving on to the semifinal round.
Let's go, baby!
Woo!
Woo! Let's go!
Melanie did her job. 19 going by the Christmas tree, but as soon as that thing got about 80 feet out, you saw the smoke start to pour. And unfortunately, I think she hurt one right there. So John Dock gonna move on to the semifinals.
Moving into Pro Boost, and man, there's a lot of new and exciting faces right here. And John Dock, you're one of them. Win light against one of the fastest cars on the property, heavy hitter over there. And we talked about it earlier, consistency. That's exactly what you're showing here.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I ate a lot of fruit before this round.
I eat pears now and shit like that. Shout out to all the pear.
To all them pear eaters out there. Lost all cognitive ability on the starting line. 090 on the light. Don't know what happened, but I think it's one of those cases where you just got to get it down the racetrack A to B. This thing's been a bracket car all weekend. 370s,
Yeah.
add no more in the tank. So we're just going to keep 370 people to death and keep going rounds, hopefully.
That's awesome. We'll see if this Ford Mustang can turn on a win light in the semifinals here in Virginia tonight at Pro Boost.
I went terrible on the light. Rough on the tree.
Bud.
Rough on the tree. Hey, we're 370 people to death out here. There's 370 to death. Dude, 090 on the light. Really dialed that time. Really felt comfortable in there. The tree dropped. I looked over. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta let go. And then she was way out on me and she disappeared. And I said, damn, this thing either got a tune-up in it or she broke some shit.
Looked like a chimney out the dang.
Blew it up.
The chimney.
Blew it up.
I think she screamed at her and I'm like, ugh.
They hit me with a top end interview. I said I ate some fruit before this. Shout out to all them pears, so I got that in.
Did you?
I did. So we got to watch. I did, yeah.
Pull
That's
it
all them
up.
pear eaters. And
Pull
then I
it
said,
up.
and then I followed up by, I went 090 on the light, lost all cognitive ability on the starting line. But hey, sometimes we just got to 370 people to death out here, and that was my interview. That was the whole interview. That was the whole interview. I got to run these out. Sorry, I'm keeping you late.
Hey, we're going to the winner's circle.
We're going to the winner's circle.
I just told Travis we'd see him there.
Yeah. All right, boys. Go to the semis. That's kind of crazy, isn't it, Dave?
It's pretty crazy, dude.
It's pretty crazy.
Will they call you the Cinderella story?
You know what? I feel like it's not right to call it a Cinderella story because we put a lot of hard work into this.
Yeah.
I mean, a Cinderella story would be if we came out here with zero work and won the race, but you can't call it a Cinderella story if you put in the work.
And we definitely put in the work. These boys, but you gotta think these people put in years.
Yes.
With these
No.
cars.
So I will give you that. It is a Cinderella story.
not discrediting our efforts
No.
by any means.
But I mean, this is like a really good example, like racing, right? Especially in no-time racing. A lot of guys won't go to the racetrack if someone really fast is going. We are not anywhere near the fastest car on property, and we've been going rounds. There's so many factors that can come into it. Catastrophic failure, missing the tune-up, issues with the car, reaction time. Someone oils down in front of you. I mean, there's so many things that can happen. So, I mean, half the battle is just getting there, showing up, putting in the beams, make it down the racetrack. And the consistency thing is huge. A to B wins races. They say it all the time. Man, this is proof. We've just been going 370s. We'd love to go faster. If we had a car that went 67, 64, I mean, it'd be badass, but we don't. So we're working what we got, and we are making tune-up changes. Kevin Mullins, huge help. Jason Harris, huge help. Tim Davis, huge help. All these minds, or Paul, all these minds are coming together trying to make these changes. The car's just not reacting, and it's just something where it's like, it's still a new car to us. This car has been around for a while, but it ran in different configurations. So, I mean, we're just trying to do the best of what we got and be consistent, and that's what we've been doing. So, everyone been busting ass. I mean, yeah, it's just everyone, we just need a couple more, turn that wing line on 2 more times, be killer.
Yep.
Would be killer. So we're gonna go out here, we're gonna give it the good old college try and see if we turn that wing light on in the semifinals.
So now we're going to make the jump to WS Construction Pro Boost, presented by Tide Drive and P2 Contracting. John Dock and Kurt Stedding, our first pair to hit the racing surface. Dock on the presented by Tide Drive and P2 Contracting. John Dock and Kurt Stedding, our first pair to hit the racing surface. Dock on the right-hand side out of Benson, North Carolina, the 67 Mustang for Southern Diamond, TKM. And Kurt Stedding here on the left-hand side out of Carnegie, Pennsylvania, the 69 Camaro for YO Motorsports, Tide Drive, Redline Oil, and P2 Racing.
Kurt Stedding, ladies and gentlemen, last round, he was perfect. 0-0-0 on the reaction time. John Dock has been nearly a bracket car all throughout qualifying and eliminations. Out of the entire Pro Boost field, John Dock has had the most consistent running race car. That is what makes him a confident driver rolling in right here. Knows they should go A to B. Kurt Stedding, he's got a quick hot rod over there on the left-hand side of the racetrack. They've been 360s here so far, and John Dock's going to try to get him all he can handle this semi-final round matchup.
300 separated them in round number 2.
And you got to remember who's helping tune John Dock's car. And that's going to be Jason Harris. He's got a great guy in his corner, Kurt Stedding. Everybody out of YO Motorsports Tide Drive. They're moving to the top lights. Watch this. Ford and Chevrolet, Mustang and Camaro. Lights are now. Oh, 001 for John Dock. Can he hold on? He's driving all over the racetrack. John Dock by 13 thou gets there second.
In the arms of an angel, fly away.
It's Kurt Stedding at 365, 206 the speed. John Dock at 372, 201. I thought it was going to be enough, and by 13 mere thousandths of a second, Kurt Stedding in the P2 Chevy, your winner here, and going to the final round tonight. Man, what a way to get up on the wheel, though, as a driver. 001. How about that?
All right, guys, so there you have it. I tried my best. 001 on the light. Sorry this video took so long to edit. We've been busy racing. We got some storm work coming up. Hurricane season is about to begin, so I'm about to make some really big posts adding crews because we are expanding yet again. So if you're interested in doing storm work, hit me up, johndocrecovery@gmail.com. Send me an email. Make sure it has your name. Make sure it has a contact number for you, and maybe even like a brief background of where you are, what do you do. You got to have a 3/4 ton truck, but we're expanding all over the United States. We work in the lower 48, so anywhere really, and it's an amazing side gig. All these guys that you see at the racetrack and everything, they all do storm work, plus many more. Just an example, last year, hurricane season, we had well over 200 guys working, so it's vast regions that we're working, vast amount of people, with literally almost 0% turnover. We're operating on like a 1 or 2% turnover, which with numbers like that to me is amazing. So we have a really great crew. We'd love to have you guys on board. Hit us up, johndocrecovery@gmail.com. This video, the last 2 weeks we've been doing nothing but racing videos. Who's calling me, bro? Right now, literally, someone's calling me. Insane. I can't even get through a clip without getting called.
Our underwriting process.
Spam.
Your offer is ready.
Spam.
To review your approval.
Spam. I ended that clip for a spam call.
It looks like.
Anyways. My phone's blowing up. It's happening already. It's 11 o'clock on a Monday, and I got to get this video. We've been doing nothing but racing videos. You guys said, hey, we're sick and tired of your shop videos. We want to see you at the racetrack. So then we do nothing but racing videos for the past 2 weeks. And I have more to come. The next video is a racing video. So if you don't subscribe to this channel, your mom's a hoe. That's all I can say.
I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Thank you guys so much for watching. PDRA stuff was a ton of fun. Racing PROMOD's a ton of fun. We're having a blast. The Black Sheep, we're about to bring it back out for everyone asking. We're going back on radials here shortly. But thank you guys so much for watching. Go and click that thumbs up. Give this video a like because it means a lot to me. And drop a comment. Just drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, what you want to see more of. And I hope you guys have an amazing week, an amazing Monday. And just get excited. We made it to the semis in PDRA. And I was if I went, even if I went a perfect light, we wouldn't have won that. But if the car went a little bit straighter, it drove right that last pass, it kind of shook and drove right, and it slowed down. If it would have stayed the same, we would have went to the semifinals. Jason, unfortunately, red light in the finals, but that's part of racing. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next upload.